Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the Mixer, and today's video is going to be something very special, very personal, you know, something that I don't recall ever talking about on this channel, so it might be a very rare thing for you guys to know about, okay? Now, I'm going to be talking about the trip that I took to New York way back in 2004 when I was still living in the United States. I still remember it very vividly. I was in the 6th grade, you know, and I think school had it was pretty close to the end of the school year and everybody was gonna go on vacation, you know, because it was around Christmas time, so schools were out. So me and my parents, we both went there, you know, with my aunt who was living there at the time with her boyfriend, you know. So it was really cool to experience a different city in the United States because I had lived in Florida my whole life, you know, and never went anywhere else. I said city, right? I meant state, sorry. A whole different state, you know. But it was kind of a culture shock for me because, I mean, I was used to living in South Florida, which is a very warm and hot place, you know, with a very tropical climate, and suddenly I was in New York and in the winter time, so there was a lot of snow. It was very strange for me, you know. But throughout the time that I'm going to be talking about my trip there in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of photos, you know. I'm going to try to limit them to the ones that I show up in myself, you know, not to sound like narcissistic or full of myself, but I don't have the permissions of my family members to show the photos here, you know. And even if I did, I don't think I would want to, because I kind of want to keep my parents I just don't want to show that immediate family here on this channel, because if one day I get big on YouTube, you know, I don't want people to know what my family looks like, so I can kind of you know, if for safety reasons, you know, I don't want to show my parents here on the channel, you know. But I will show photos of me in New York, you know, that was taken by them. So let's get into it. But before I actually show the photos, let me talk a little bit about the trip itself. To this day, New York is the best place I have ever gone to in the United States. I think it has a little bit of everything, you know. If you have ever been to New York in real life, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've ever seen it, you know, in photos or videos or movies, TV shows, you know that it is a really nice city, you know. It's a very big a very big sprawling metropolis, you know, with a lot of things to do. New York is the place where we coined the term the New York Minute, you know, because everything happens quickly in New York, you know. Everything is fast paced and the people are always going somewhere to do something, be it to work or study or go to a party, a meeting or something, you know, the nightlife. It's a very active place. It's called the city that never sleeps, you know. And I did see a lot of that when I went there, you know, because I went during the winter, so it was even more bustling, you know. A lot more things were happening, you know. People were going all over the place, you know, shopping for Christmas presents and this and that, making plans for their vacations at the end of the year, you know. So I saw a lot of the Christmas spirit, you know, present in New York back in the day, you know. And it was a very good trip for me, you know. It was really nice to see something a little bit outside of my comfort zone. That was South Florida, you know. But I have to admit that it was very strange, you know, experiencing snow for the first time, because for somebody who has never even come close to seeing snow, never really saw a lot of cold weather in Florida, to suddenly be taken to a place where it's so cold that it snows, you know, it's pretty complicated. Let me show you guys the first series of photos here now. Yeah, as you guys can see, I was a pretty handsome kid. Hey, I was hot, I was sexy. Yeah, and I was ugly as hell, wasn't I? I was a really ugly kid, my God. Oh boy, and I was in the 6th grade, man. That was like when I was starting to get a little bit more sexually active, sexually mature, sorry, not active. I was far from being active, sexually mature. So I started to look at girls in a different way, you know. But oh man, when I look back on my photos from 6th grade, I was like, yeah, no wonder nobody wanted to go out with me. Oh God. But anyway, so yes, more about the trip itself, huh? So having that experience of you know, feeling snow for the first time was hard, because my body had to get used to, like, for one thing, you had to go outside with like 3 different jackets, man, you know, like 3 different layers of clothing beneath what you were wearing, you know, some really heavy, thick boots, you know, like 2 different pairs of pants, you know, a lot of different socks and gloves, you know, and gloves inside of the gloves, you know. So it was a really cold place, and I actually liked it a lot. I didn't really complain too much about the snow because there are two kinds of people who experience snow for the first time. Those who absolutely hate it and those who absolutely love it, you know. I really liked it because yes, it is uncomfortable because it's really cold, but hey, it's nice for you to get all snug into your winter clothes and, you know, drink some hot chocolate or something, you know, when you get home, or go to a coffee shop and get like a mochaccino or something. It's really nice. It's tradition, you know, around Christmas time in snowy regions in the United States. But the thing is that what I didn't like and still don't like to this day is taking a shower. You know, when it's really, really cold, taking showers is really complicated. I know people in France really know a lot about this because they don't take showers. I'm just joking, okay? It's just a little stereotypical joke, okay? I have to, you know, like explain that it's a joke, because if I don't, people are gonna take it out of context. Everybody is too butthurt today, so whatever. It's just a freaking joke. But anyway, yeah, the French people don't take showers though. That's actually, yeah, as much as it is kind of like a racial stereotype, it is true. They really do take very little showers, but it's because of this, you know? When I went to New York, I finally understood the French, you know, because you don't want to take a shower when it's really cold, man, when it's snowy, because I mean, like, you try so hard to convince yourself to tell your brain that you're clean, you know, you don't need a shower because you don't want to get under the hot water, even though getting under the hot water is actually good. But when it's in a place like New York in the winter time, dude, like, it gets really cold. Like, it's so cold that even as you're taking a hot shower, you're still feeling cold, you know? Going to sleep is pretty okay, though. It's really nice to sleep because you kind of, like, it's very easy to get snug. But then again, getting out of bed the next day is pretty complicated. But anyway, so me and my parents were pretty okay with it. They didn't really complain. I think my mom really embraced the snow, my dad as well, you know. So we went to a lot of different places, you know, and every single day we had to wear the same exact clothes, those really, really cold clothes, you know, a really thick sweater, some of which I still have to this day. Actually, the sweater that, the really thick, big jacket that my dad used, I actually have today, that I use when it's really cold here in Sao Paulo. And the thing is that New York is like, it's a very, like, the entire city is one huge tourist trap, because there are so many different places that you can go to, that you can visit, you know, to do different things. And some noteworthy places that we went to were the Rockefeller Center, you know, seeing the people, seeing everybody doing the ice skating thing, you know, and seeing the statue there in the middle, and the really big Christmas tree. That was really cool as well, you know. And we actually went to the Empire State Building, but it was closed for Christmas, so we didn't actually go up. We didn't go upstairs, you know, to catch the view, but we did go inside of it, so it was kind of funny to... I am inside the world's tallest building, but I'm on the ground level, you know. It was really nice, though. We got a lot of different photos, too, you know. It was really cool. And, yeah, man, I really liked that experience. I think it was really nice, you know. And we did actually go to the site of the September 11th attacks. We went to the memorial that at the time was still a memorial, you know. It took me years to understand the weight of having gone to that place. You know, when I was there, I was like a kid, man, so it didn't really feel very important to me until I later found out, like, what exactly it was and what it meant, you know. So yeah, it was very sad. I don't want to talk too much about that. You know, September 11th was just a few days ago. I don't want to talk about that. But we did go there. We went to Ground Zero. You know, today it's much different. There's a whole tower there. There's a new infrastructure. But I went back in the day when it was still under construction. You know, it was pretty heavy. But anyway, yes, so we went, I also saw the Chrysler building, you know, we went to New York, you know, but we kind of explored throughout the day and at night as well, so there are a lot of different photos in that department, you know, during the day and at night. So we saw the Empire State Building and the Chrysler building at night with their little lights, you know. So we also went to Broadway. Another place that we went to was Broadway. It was really, really awesome, you know, and it was cool because it's just as you see, you know, in movies and TV shows, you know, everything is lit up, you know, everybody is active, everything is happening at once. There are a lot of different lights, you know, a lot of cabs, taxis driving by. Broadway is the kind of place that never stops, you know, so it seems like it's the heart of New York City, you know. Everything happens in Broadway and Times Square, and going there at night was really cool because we got to see the very active nightlife, you know, so that was awesome too. So here are a few more photos before I get into the next part. So yeah, I don't even know what photos showed up just now because I'm going to do that in post, so I don't even know which ones I'm going to choose, but yeah, whatever they were, I hope you guys like them, okay? But anyway, so we really took a tour through New York, you know, we bought some souvenirs, we went, we had a lunch at McDonald's, which I gotta be honest, McDonald's there in New York was much better than in Florida. I don't know why, it's just, the hamburger meat tasted better, you know, the French fries were a little crispier, you know, everything was saltier, it tasted really, really good, you know? So, I actually think that, in my honest opinion, I do believe that New York is better in South Florida in a lot of different ways, you know, because, I mean, everything is the same, nothing, I can't say that things are more expensive or cheaper because I didn't actually buy anything, my parents did, but the food was better, you know, the fast food, which is pretty much all we ate, you know, it tasted really good, the sweets were really nice too, the candy, because I used to love candy back when I was a kid, I still do today, so that department, I distinctly do remember the Big Mac tasting better in New York than it did in Florida, but then again, I mean, I think anywhere in the U.S., you know, fast food tastes good because it is a very fast food driven country, you know. But what else did we do? We went to a few different museums too. This was actually cool for me because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with dinosaurs. I talked about that in this other video here a long time ago. You guys can go watch that later, and me explaining why exactly I like them so much. And the thing is that I really enjoyed them, you know. I really like to read about them and study about them and play games about them, you know, everything that you guys could imagine. So it was really cool in that department also. And the thing is that going to a national or natural history museum, you know, and seeing the fossils, you know, for the first time ever, that was really cool. That was really awesome, you know, and being there and actually having this contact with paleontology, you know, was a very strong driving force for me to one day want to be a paleontologist back in the day, you know, so I really thought that was awesome as well. I really enjoyed going to the museum. I would go on to say it was at the time my favorite place, you know, in New York because of that, you know, to see all of these different prehistoric things, you know. So I was enjoying every minute of that, you know. We also went to a different museum, which was it the Smithsonian? I don't think the Smithsonian is in New York, I think it's in Washington, but we went to some kind of museum, you know, that had a lot of aeronautics and space and astronomy, you know, so it was really cool, you know, the projects that were funded by NASA. So I distinctly remember seeing a lot of things related to space, you know, and different animals as well. So we went to a few different museums. We also went to the library, the public library. I think we went to a church as well, a cathedral, a few different places here that I remember, but there are some that are more vivid than others, you know. And we did also go to the Grand Central Terminal, Grand Central Station, you know. We did, or is it station or terminal? I think it's Grand Central Station, you know. And we actually did take the subway a few different times, you know. It was really nice, it was a good experience. And you know, New York, I think the subway is cheap, you know, it's the fastest way to get around, it's very convenient, you know. It's not like the metro here in Sao Paulo where it's just a freaking chaos, you know, as I'm sure it can also be there. But I enjoyed it, you know, I really liked it, going to places that we knew were the backdrop, you know, the settings for famous movies, you know, where they were shot and stuff, so it was really cool as well. I really liked it, man, I really did. I had a blast in New York, you know. To this day, it's like the best trip I've ever taken, even though I was so young and I don't remember too many details, I still really liked it a lot, you know. And it was a fun fact, I was grounded when we went there, so I had done a little badly in school, so I was grounded by my parents, so I couldn't enjoy a few things, like my dad wouldn't take me to the movies, you know, because I was still being punished, so we didn't really do too much. But even though I was under punishment, I still had a lot of fun, and it was really cool. It was a really good experience, and I really loved it so much. And New York is the kind of city that really grows on you. I don't think I've ever met a single person, whether they are American or foreigner or otherwise, you know, who has gone to New York and not liked it. You know, everybody has said, you know, that they really enjoyed the city and they would even live there if they could. I have a buddy who lives there, you know. I don't know if he's ever gonna watch this video, but hey, shout out to my buddy Matt, you know, if you're watching, you know, really a good friend of mine from back in the day, you know, and he lives there today. He's got his own place, you know, so I'm really envious of him, you know, really envious of him, because he probably has a nice view of the tower, you know, and in the original 9/11 memorial site. But anyway, so what else can I say about New York? Oh yes, we also went to the Statue of Liberty, you know, of course. Unfortunately, we couldn't get too close because we went during Christmas. So a lot of places were closed off, you know, to the public. And am I spitting? I feel like I'm spitting way too much, and my mouth is dry. I didn't even drink any water before recording. That. But anyway, we did get an interesting view of it, you know. We kind of saw it from far away, you know. We took some photos from the ferry. I wish we could have gotten closer. We could have gone to the actual Ellis Island and maybe gone to the statue, but I guess maybe they close it off in Christmas because, I mean, it's open throughout all of the rest of the year. Oh God bless me. And maybe that's why they wanted to close it off now, because they didn't want too many people there, you know, buzzing around, because tourists go to New York a lot during Christmas and New Year's. That goes without saying. So maybe that's what they were after. They didn't want too many people surrounding the place. I don't know. But anyway, here are a few more photos before I finish off. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Whatever the hell I showed, I don't even know what it is, but whatever I showed, I'm sure it was really cool. But so I'm trying to think of other places that we went to. Like I said, guys, 2004, I was like a pre-teen, so I don't remember too much. I remember North Carolina much more vividly, which was in 2009. I will talk about that in another video, but I'm trying to remember New York. We saw a lot of different things, went to many different places, you know, inside the city. It was a great trip. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm trying to remember a few more details. Oh yeah, I remember that I actually took my PlayStation 2. You know, I took my PS2 to my aunt's house. We stayed at my aunt's place, you know, in White Plains. And actually, I took my PS2 and I played some Spider-Man 2, which was my favorite game at the time. So, and it happens in New York. So it was kind of weird. Like, I'm playing a game in New York while in New York, you know, and it was really nice, you know, exploring the city in real life and then actually in the game, you know. So it was cool. It was really cool. But anyway, I'm trying to remember a few other details, you know, I really can't. It's like a 15-minute long video already and I can't remember any more details, you know. But overall, it was a really nice place. Like, if you are looking to book a trip to New York anytime soon, and if my video is any reference at all to you, if it influences your opinion, then hey, you should definitely go. You should definitely go, you know. To me, it's like, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, you know, because I went in 2004, man, you know. So we're in 2021, so we're talking like 21 years, right? Yeah, 16, no, my God, I suck at math. 17 years after I went, you know, yes, because 2004, 10 years later, 16, and then, yeah, so 17 years after I've gone, the city is obviously much different, you know, it's much better now. So if you go there today, you're obviously going to have a much better time, you know. And one of the places that I most would like to go if I visited New York again would be Central Park, where they film Friends, you know. That would be really cool. I would love to go there. Absolutely adore. I would really love going there. And a few other places as well. Actually climb up to the top of the Empire State, but they actually go into the Statue of Liberty, you know. Living in New York City would be awesome, but people who live there, like, usually they say that you have to be very financially successful to live in a place like New York, because everything is expensive, you know. Unless you make little money and live in like a small little shack or something. Okay, not a shack, but like you can get really cheap places in New York, but they're not usually the best, you know. And you know, the more money you have to burn, the better you can live. But I think that, like, the idea of living in a place like New York and working for a nice company, you know, there's like a cliche that I have a friend who thinks that he really sees himself living in New York, but only in the context of wearing a suit and carrying a Starbucks coffee, running to his job every day, you know. So yeah, business people who live in New York really can take advantage of it, because it's a very I think it's a very business-driven city, you know, and artistic people suffer a bit, you know. I think the people who most have success in New York in art is like if you're a successful actor on Broadway, or if you're a photographer or a model. But if you're like a content creator, like an actor or something, or a YouTuber, usually you're better off living in California, you know. So, but yeah, guys, I think that's all I can say about New York. This video is getting way too long already, so there's no reason for this video to get so long. So yeah, the North Carolina one might be even longer, because I remember that one much more vividly. So I'm gonna end this one here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, you know, the photos and me talking about this place that I went a long time ago, that I visited a long time ago, you know. It was really cool. I hope you guys liked the photos, you know, and shout out in the comments below, letting me know if you've ever been to New York, and if you have, what you thought about it, you know. And if you haven't, tell me if you want to go, you know. Tell me what you thought about the photos and my little video here talking about this trip, okay. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel, because I release videos every single day, okay. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the notification button to know exactly what time I upload, because, well, I release videos every single day, or at least I try to. I'm a little behind at the time of recording this one, but I'm gonna get back on schedule. Well, that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.